What does it mean to be Yorkshire? I got into bushcraft in my early 20s and ended up on the side of a hill in Ilkley, just outside Leeds, with a group of complete strangers that I met on the internet, as you do. Everyone was showing off the tools, all the knives and their axes like young men do. One of the older guys there pulled his out and said it was a custom knife that he'd had made bespoke for him. When it got round to me, I was looking at it and I was obviously really impressed, although I can't remember who the maker was, but you know, it was a beautiful piece of workmanship. But in my head, all I could think was, yeah, I could have a go at that. Because I'd always been into like tinkering with things, so at the time I was doing all motorbikes up in my garage at home. So I was like 17 years in the motorcycle industry and then bringing my work home and fixing stuff and selling it on. Literally the next day after seeing this knife, all the motorbikes went on eBay, all the special tooling and everything that I'd bought to fix these 90s race reps up. And I started collecting knife making tools. And kind of the rest is history, and you know, I'm here now with a one-man business that sort of supports our family. But it starts on the side of a hill on Ilkley Moor. So we like to put sayings like "no land for the lazy wolf" and "no battles won in bed," which are part of the poetic edda of the Havermal, which is a kind of how to be, you know, a traveller in Norse times. It's like a how-to guide. So it's really nice that we like imbue that heritage into the products that we're offering you, and we know 100% that you guys and girls out there really like that as well. What does it mean to be Yorkshire? I would say that being Yorkshire is very much the same as some of the qualities that we have in the knives. There's the ruggedness, there's a kind of no-fuss utilitarian aspect about being from Yorkshire. And I'm not sure other people in other counties get it, or maybe they do, but they think it about their own county. I look at a Yorkshireman and I see no fuss, and I see he's bringing something to the table. And I very much feel that about the tools that we make, whether it be an axe or a knife or a hunting knife or bushcraft. I see a utilitarian aspect about that product, with just a sprinkling of finesse as well with the woods that we use and the steels that we use and the way that we're finishing a product to what we would hope customers look at as an heirloom product. So someone that's really into the bushcraft scene and have been for many years, probably coming up to 2 decades now, we take that opportunity to take our products out into the wild, do testing, batoning, feather sticks, and we can make ad hoc changes to develop the product that we're offering to market. We want people to pick up one of our tools and it just simply work and it feel effortless. And there's no better way to get that end result by actually using the product that you're making. And you know, if something isn't right, you know, you just change it. It's really nice and simple like that. It's when you're the maker of something who makes it 100%. You're not sending out for everything and waiting for it to come back. You've got your own processes in house that you're adhering to. But actually getting out into the wild, into the woods, there's no greater thing that you can do when you're developing your product. So with a lot of the processes that we use, we do adapt them For example, we do our own line of stabilised woods, which we offer to other knife makers here and abroad. And that just came about through buying ready-made stuff off the internet that just wasn't up to par. The penetration wasn't good enough, so we've adapted the process, and we do the vacuuming over a longer period, and then we add a pressure pot staging towards the end before the cut, so that we know we're getting complete penetration of the wood, so that when you've affixed it to your knife and you're grinding through and shaping your handle, that you're not just grinding away all the stabilised wood and leaving normal wood. So we're quite proud of some of the products we offer to other knife makers. We offer spalted birch, rippled maple, cushioned maple, and various others like poplar and oak burl. So we've got some really beautiful offerings out there on the website. So I get asked a lot why we use a lot of Nordic names for our knives and why we use a lot of Nordic and Viking imagery in our tools. And a long story short is I'm born and raised in York, and there's a massive heritage there for Vikings with the Jorvik Centre and that archaeological find that happened in the mid-80s. And that was kind of rammed down our throats at school, and I quite enjoyed it, to be fair. You know, what sort of kid doesn't enjoy Vikings and shield maidens and swords and all the rest? And kind of coupling that in with where I'm from in York was Fulford, and there was a big battle in Fulford in 1066, and then a couple of weeks later one at Stamford Bridge, which everyone will remember as the battle where the famous Viking berserker fended off the English over the bridge at Stamford Bridge. So the rest of his Viking army could get away, and it's the battle where Harold Hardrada, the last great Viking king, was famously depicted as being shot through the eye, signifying the end of the Viking reign over England. Over the last God knows how many years of making, I've had very, very few accidents in the workplace, but probably the funniest one, or closest call one, is surface finishing the side of a blade. I'd seen a guy on YouTube, and he was using a 12-inch disc sander to put a nice flat, uniform finish on his knife. And I thought, oh, that looks real easy. That looks good. That's good. So I went out and got a 12-inch disc sander, got the first knife, held it towards it, and then it wasn't there. It disappeared. And I was kind of looking around, sort of feeling myself. Like, still got a nose. Is it sticking? And as I looked up, I could see just the pommel of the tang just sticking out of the ceiling of the garage, and it had gone all the way through the roof and was sticking out of the top. And I had to get on the roof and kind of stamp it down back through so I could pull it down. But with the way I was stood, it would have gone right past my face, and it would have. It would have hurt. It would have hurt. It probably would have killed me, to be fair. But I didn't do that again. I've never taken advice off weirdos on the internet again, really, after that. So we're really passionate about bushcraft and really getting out there and getting some woods time, getting dirty, getting covered in smoke and pine sap and really having some fun. I'd like to think that when you go and do a bit of bushcraft with a York knife, that when you pick it up, you know, your body remembers something that your mind has forgotten, something that goes back to an age where that tool was the most important thing that you could have on you. before iPhones and before computers and before cars, you know, a knife would get you out of so many problems. Keep you safe in the wilderness, build you a shelter, process your food, your game, your livestock, whatever. And we know 100% that our knives can deliver that kind of performance.